hours and call me away. I'm on the time to carry the colors again. My motivation and no house wanting to defend. Doing the honor of coming back home again. No explanation will matter after doing it again. I'm not the dark destroyer that's buried within. My true vocation and now my unfortunate friend. You will discover all while you're unable to win. I'll have you know that I've become indestructible. Determination and less incorruptible. From the other side of terror to the home. Annihilation will become unavoidable. Every broken enemy will know that they're opponent that be invincible. Take a last look around while you're alive. I'm an indestructible master of war. Another reason, another cause for me to fight. Another fuse uncovered now for me to light. My dedication to one the lost, one to protect. I carry out my orders without a regret. My declaration embedded deep under my skin. A permanent reminder of how it began. No hesitation when I am commanded to strike. You need to know that you're in the fight of your life. You will be shown how I become indestructible. Determination and is incorruptible. From the other side of terror to behold. Annihilation will be unavoidable. Every broken enemy will know that they're opponent that be invincible. Take a last look around while you're alive. I'm an indestructible master of war. Determination and is incorruptible. From the other side of terror to behold. Annihilation will be unavoidable. Every broken enemy will know that they're opponent that be invincible. Take a last look around while you're alive. I am indestructible. Indestructible. Determination that is incorruptible. From the other side of terror to behold. Annihilation will be unavoidable. Every broken enemy will know that they're opponent that be invincible. Take a last look around while you're alive. I'm an indestructible master of war.
Yeah. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, geez. If you don't like Disturbed, you don't like life. That is one of my favorite bands. Oh, actually, it is my favorite band. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I misspoke there. They are my favorite band. Like number one for me. I know. I'm pretty sure that's yeah. Everybody has their own people or whatever, right? Afternoon Jam and Jet, Sweet Melissa, Dear Mid, Mechanics. Glad you guys are here. Anybody else was here with us? Um, I'm just having a live here because I just left work. I left work earlier than I was planning on. But something happened to me at work, and so I was just like, you know what, gotta get away from there. Gotta get away. Sometimes things get to you, and you just got to walk away, right? So I'm not gonna talk about it because God knows we don't need to have our real life stress up in here, right? All I'm gonna do is say that I gotta get away from that. So I came on, and you know what? Just wanted to have a little something something. I'm hoping that maybe, who knows, we might get some friends over here, some people that we've talked to before or whatever, to come and talk to us about anything and everything. Of course, everybody knows that Nomad, nice to see you. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I've been thinking a lot about the stuff that I've been good mechanics, man. Shoot, dude. I got no vacations coming up. The only vacations I got coming up are the Christmas vacation and the New Year's. That's it. And I get back to it. Like I get right after Christmas, right after Christmas Day, I got to get back to it, and right after New Year's Eve, I have to get right back to it. So there's nothing much that I could do. We have a grand opening happening in January, so there's a bunch of stuff happening, and a bunch of people are stressed out, and you can feel it. You can feel the stress over there. It's like so many people are on edge, trying to make things happen and stuff. And I get it. I'm not gonna fault anybody for being on edge, but you know what? When you're on edge and you're like the boss, the person on top, everybody gets on edge behind you, right? So I'm not gonna do that to my people. They have to do a bunch of training. I'm done with mine. I'm just taking care of a lot of things. So I had to get the hell up out of there, and I had to come and just be like, you know what, I need to, like let my hair down, hear some Disturb, smoke some weed, just get the Monday off of me right now, because I started really early in the morning, and I thought I was gonna have a day. I thought I was gonna be there. I wanted to be there until like about 3 p.m. But I don't have to be there until 3 p.m. because some of the work I can do over here at my house. So I said, fuck that. I'm gone. I don't need to be there. I don't need to be taking no stress. I'm out here. Cool. But yeah. Yeah, hashtag don't panic. Don't panic. No, we're not gonna panic. We're not panicking over here. We are riding cool. You know what I mean? So yeah, so Disturbed, one of my favorite bands of all time. Excuse me, my favorite band of all time. I don't think there's a single song that I don't listen to of them. I don't know how, like, I don't know how many of you, like, follow a band or whatever, or like, call yourselves a groupie or whatever. I'll literally call myself a proud groupie of Disturbed. I have seen about, I'm at 9. I need to hit the double digits on watching a show. Uh, so my next time I hear about their touring, I got to get that 10th one in, because dude, they put on a great show. I mean, they're a great live band. They're a great band to listen to. I can't speak highly enough of them. Like, they're just one of my favorite bands of all time. Hey Rebel, how's it going? So I put out my live yesterday on then, and if any of you feel like it's kind of like all over the place a little bit because I got MST on there, trust me, he helped me out a ton. MST is funny as hell. Um, he's a little bit unfocused when it comes to his stuff because he kind of goes off on tangents, but that's the fun of MST. MST, that's the fun of him, is that like he'll get you off into a different place. Like, it gets your brain, from being focused on one thing. Because I will say, Dan really pulls the ire out of me. Like, he really pulls like that want to punch something, and it's kind of easy when it comes to me, especially when you're a man. Like, it's real easy to pull that one. I want to just like, yeah, just give it to you in the face. But like with a guy like MST, he pulls me away from that. He brings me back to Jerry just chilling. You know what I mean? Because if Jerry's just chilling, then Jerry's cool. Everybody's happy with Jerry that's just chilling. So that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, it is, mechanics. If he is incredibly hard to watch, man. Incredibly hard to watch. Like, I still don't get, like, I was telling MST yesterday, right before we started the show. I told him yesterday, one thing that's just driving me out of my mind. It's just driving me out of my mind that anybody would sit there. I mean, I can understand people who watch Stone Vet. He's entertaining. You can see him. He's funny. Like, you can watch him. He's funny. I can see people who watch people like, the other channels. There's other channels other than Stone Vet, believe it or not. People who watch MST. People who watch anybody else, like Master Sergeant Retired. You know what I mean? Anybody else other than WNN have some kind of personality, have something that they give to their life, whether it be like MSG Retired or Tats, where they have their own knowledge of the military, or Tats that gets all goofy and silly or whatever, or SV who gets goofy and throat punchy. It's like it's all in that lexicon of having some sort of like own thing. This guy is so bland. He has nothing. He has nothing but and so it gets to you. It really does. It gets to you. You're like, shut the fuck up, man. Just shut up. Tired of hearing your voice. Tired of hearing you fucking choke on your own spit. Like, shut the fuck up, please. Like, please, I can't do it no more. And so yesterday, I was absolutely losing my mind that this guy had 98 people watching him. Now, of course, here all the things about, like, okay, he buys views, doesn't he buy views, does he buy views, does he buy subs, does he do whatever, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I wish I could. Can't tell you because I'm not an expert at that shit. I don't know nothing about people buying subs. I don't know shit about that shit. Like I've tried to look it up, and then like I don't want to click on nothing because like I'll tell you guys, I'll share all day what's on this laptop, and I'll tell you a little secret. This laptop belongs to my it belongs to my job. Okay, I can't my regular personal laptop will not be able to handle all the software that they give me for my job. So I'll screen share and everything all day right here because all anybody will ever see is like, nothing but stuff that I can see at work. There's no way I'm going to share what's on my personal laptop because my personal laptop will have a bunch of like, porn and shit like that. So just so you know, you guys never have to worry about some tab problem happening here because it's not going to happen. But the thing is that like I don't get it. Fucking 98 people, 98 people. Are you freaking kidding me? 98 people watching this slob mouth of a fucking idiot talk about nothing, really about nothing, because the guy knows shit. He knows nothing about nothing. Is it too much, Jamin? Is it too much? I'm giving too much. I try to keep a lot of personal stuff out now. I'm trying to keep it all out. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to like give everything or anything like that. But yeah, I'm saying though, because a lot of people I think get apprehensive when they see people on lives and stuff because they're afraid that they're gonna like click something or see something. You guys will never get that over here. Like you're not gonna see that because this is my work laptop. I would never do that on my work laptop. Imagine that shit. Who the fuck is that stupid? Oh well, I guess there are people that are that fucking stupid. Bands out there and shit. So yeah, I guess there's people that stupid. But I'm being kind of conscious of that shit. And by telling you guys about it, it's kind of getting me there where I'm like thinking about it. Oh, okay. Really? I wish I could suss that out myself, to be honest with you. I'm pretty good. I'm a pretty good guy of sussing things out. I like to think so. I like to think I have an eye for that. I guess maybe I'm not on YouTube or long, or maybe just haven't looked at the stats long enough or something. But it's just for some reason it's difficult for me to suss those things out. I'm like I don't get how people can see it now. I understand that it's like if you see ratios or whatever, like okay, you take my channel because it's so easy. This is like okay, this is like like in Willy Wonka the Chocolate Factory, right? Where the math teacher is like, give me as an example of a percentage, right? And then fucking Charlie says I ate 3, and he's all like 3. How the hell am I supposed to do 3? No, wait, no. That's kind of like what's going on over here. Like you can kind of associate that with my channel, but like I'm in like Charlie. I'm like I only eat like 3 chocolates. So, but you see, like I got like 200 subs, right? I got like 200 subs. It's criminal, I know. Don't get upset about it. I got 200 subs, and I get about 55 to close to 100 views, depending on the video, but I'm averaging somewhere around the 75 to 80 views. Now, I'm thinking that's a good ratio, right? In comparison to what you would expect from somebody who has, say, like 1,000, right? So I think I'm sitting pretty at the views that I got. I won't get upset about them. I think it's cool. I think that's fine. And I think that's where people are sussing it out. Now, if you guys can help me out with that, that'd be cool because I think that's where the people are sussing it out. I'm not sure. You got it. Oh, really? Was it a Viking? Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Well, you know what? um, you know, if you want to be careful, man. Maybe you should abandon ship. Like you should get on like like one of the hookers he buys or something because he eventually a nurse is gonna walk in there. I know it's an old folks home. Eventually a nurse has to walk in there and like do something about that. So you know And Jem and Jet, I never thought I'd hear somebody say herpes outbreak. Good afternoon. Yes, how fun is that? Well, I got you, buddy. I got you. Get the fuck out of Welsh, brother. It looks like it, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I heard it today. The clip was being passed around. He's like, "There's a fake me in SVs." Dude, nobody gives a fuck, dude. Nobody gives a fuck. You're not a fucking genius for sussing that out. People got socks all the time. I literally had somebody being spaghetti tacos at one point on my chat. So don't worry about it, Dan. This is the shit that happens on the internet. Get used to it. Get over it. Yes, you're not special. Nobody needs to talk about it. And for you little like chatters in his fucking chat that want to fucking snitch on everything, let him do his own shit, man. Why? Why does everybody have to do everybody else's work? Like, come on, man. He's not important. He ain't nobody special. Let the man do his own goddamn work. Ugh. This is the problem that I'm having and shit like that. I'm today I was losing my mind. Now I'm not an OCD guy. I'm not an OCD guy. You know, like I'm only OCD when it comes to this fucking live shit. But I'm not OCD. But the thing is that I can't stand when people see shit like, you know, a messy employee room that where all of us go and convey, all of us go and eat, all of us go have coffee, whatever the fuck, and they just see it dirty and they're just looking at it. They're just fucking looking at it. Like, you guys are just, every day I come in here, fucking microwave is dirty, fucking shit all over the place. Like, you guys can't just fucking clean it. Like, we're all here, we're all fucking adults. I hate to see how these people live inside their houses. It's fucking incredible. I lose my fucking mind. It's like, and the thing is that like oh, I fucking had I am talking about work now. I had a manager come up to me, another manager. He came up to me and he's like, dude, he's all like, just go get one of the kitchen people to come and do it. And I'm all like, dude, we're fucking adults. Didn't your mom ever teach you how to fucking clean shit up? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, come on, people. Come on. It's not that freaking hard. You just get a little rag. You start, you know, you move the stuff around and you open it up and then you start cleaning inside and you clean outside. And then you go into the microwave and you wash it a little bit and everything's clean. And you don't have to go get nobody. You're sitting in your fucking desk all day. We're not doing anything. Yes, everybody's getting prepared for the grand opening. I get that. But we're limited on the stuff we can do. I don't understand why people can't take the moment to fucking clean a little employee lounge, especially when you go in there to eat lunch. It's incredible. I'm sorry. I'm talking about work. I'm talking about work. De-stress. Let it go. Let it go. I just can't. I just can't. Yeah, no, Jamin, I'm with you, Jamin. I'm so with you, dude. I'm so with you. I cleaned it myself. I did it myself, and you know what? I did it happily. I did it quietly. I wasn't asking for any pats on the back. I wasn't trying to tell people, "Hey, look at what I'm doing." I was just like, "Hey, you know what? Since nobody's here, let me clean it." I get shit for cleaning the employee lounge. What the fuck? This is why people in authority get all messed up in the head. This is why people who are up on top on things, they can't be humbled, because when it comes to cleaning something that everybody should just automatically gravitate towards cleaning, it's like, oh well, it's not my job. Who cares if it's your job? We all eat there. Why can't you just fucking clean it? What do you do at your house? You wait for somebody, some maid to come and clean it? Like, how hard is that? I just like it just eats away. It eats the little particles of my brain little by little that people act like this. These are grown adults. These are people who are in their 40s, 50s, acting like children. Like, why do I have to clean it? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm de-stressing. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry. I know this is about fucking Dan. This is about fucking Dan. It's not about me. No, I'm not on anything. I'm on fucking. I'm on Monday. Fucking. That's what I'm on. I'm on fucking Monday. Like I just can't take it. I can't like. I can't take the way people act sometimes. Like and I'm trying so hard to be civil. Like I'm trying so hard not to be the person because like like I've told you guys, I grew up in the ghetto. I grew up in poverty. I grew up where people like can't tell each other anything because you get into fights and shit like that. And I want to leave that. I want to leave that behind. But things like this just like they just like they blow up a little thing in your brain and just like I don't know if you guys ever been through this kind of stuff. Don't know it. Don't know if you guys ever been through this stuff. But this is like it just really gets to me. Maybe I'm OCD. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong for even thinking this way, right? Maybe I'm just wrong for thinking this way. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. It just and maybe it is just a case of the Mondays. Maybe it is just a case of the Mondays. I guess it just drove me crazy that on Friday when we left work, like everybody was leaving work. I looked at it. I didn't eat in the lounge because we all went to like a we were taken to like a meeting buffet or whatever, right? So as I was passing by, I saw how dirty it was, and I was like, fuck, that shit looks bad, like that's and here, just so you guys understand why this drives me nuts is because that is a manager's lounge. Like there's an employees lounge area where like they go eat, and there's a manager's lounge area where we eat. Our area looks like shit compared to the regular employees. Like it looks like shit. And I was just like, hey, what kind of example is this? And it's not like we got like these like little doors. The fucking other employees can pass by and look at our shit. Well, I'm just in my head. I'm just like, what the fuck? Why would we leave like that? You know what? I didn't let it bother me on Friday. But when I came back today, it was just as bad and even getting worse because these monsters they come with their Starbucks cups and all the little fancy places that they went to go eat, and they think it's okay just to leave all their trash all lying all over the place. And I think somebody spilled some coffee, and their version of cleaning that up was putting a towel over it and leaving it there. And I'm like, these people are gonna be my peers. These are the people that I'm gonna be working with, and this is the shit that they do. And just like last week and the week before that, I go grab the broom, the buckets, and the mops, and I fucking clean it and sweep it up right before everybody gets there. Because I usually get to work early. I get there like 30 minutes early. So I start cleaning shit up, on some OCD shit. Fucking clean everything up, make sure everything looks nice, cool, everybody's cool, good, fine, good. And then I get shit later because I cleaned it up. Like if I'm trying to show somebody up, I'm not trying to show anybody up. I'm not trying to show, I'm just trying to have a clean area. Why is that show? I'm not fucking trying hard. Is trying hard cleaning up? Is trying hard cleaning up? Really? Seriously? Is trying hard cleaning up? Like, you're doing too much. Basically, was what they were telling me. And I'm like, what crazy topsy-turvy world am I living in? Excuse me, guys, if I'm not looking at the chat. I'm so sorry. I'm really just like, I'm venting. I'm venting. I'm venting. uh, me too, man. Nobody should have a day like I did. Nobody should have a day that I did. Yeah, exactly, and I get that, but other managers should step up and do something. You know what I mean? I just don't get it. I'm sorry. No, and I'm not, and like I don't even know, like, because I never really had any type of mental health like that. But I get it. My mom was like that. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm like that too. I don't know. I just it just gets to me. Like I think like I have a thing about like general areas, about like things that we all populate, right? Like do whatever you want in your room, do whatever you want in your house. You know what I mean? Like wherever you convey it's yours. Like that's yours. Do whatever you want with it. I'm not going to judge you for it. I'll never say don't do this or do that in your pet. It's your pet. But for some reason, like I can't stand when there's an area that like a lot of people need to commune in, and it's just thrown to shit, and people don't appreciate it because obviously I know I get it. It's a company, right? But like there's a coffee maker for everybody. There's a refrigerator for everybody. There's you know and so since there's all those things, they also get us cleaning supplies, and maybe at some point there's going to be a maintenance person that comes to make sure everything's clean, fine, and everything, but they're not out there right now, and we're not. Why should we live like animals just because we don't have a maintenance or a cleaning person to come and clean? I just like, it's like, do you like living in shit? Because I don't like living in shit. I just don't get it. I fucking don't get it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense, dear man. You're right. You're right. You do. I wouldn't disagree. I wouldn't disagree. Yeah. I do. I am letting it get to me. I did decide to have a day like this because I should have not allowed other people to try to ruin it for doing something that I think was good for everybody. But it's just I can't like one thing I really don't like is when people ascribe intentions to me, like like when they say like, oh, this is what you were thinking when you did it, and it's like, no, that's not what I was thinking when I did it. And it's like, I'm telling you what I'm thinking, but you still seem to believe it. Like, you don't seem to believe what the fuck I'm telling you, because I'm over here telling you how I feel about things, but no, somehow this is my fault or something or whatever. But hey, fine, whatever, like, it's cool, do your thing, you know what I mean? But it's still, it does get to me, it does get to me. I don't even want to, mechanics. I don't even want to. Did you see that guy's grill? Did you see that thumbnail I put up? That shit was disgusting. And this guy claims to be a millionaire. He claims to be a millionaire. Do you believe that? What is wrong with him? How are you a millionaire? You allow that to be your teeth, bro? How are you allowed to be your teeth? It's crazy. Hey, Burns, you want to come up? If you do, I'll put the link for you on Discord. If you want to come up, let me know. Let me know. You're right. You're right, dude. You guys keep me on track. I like that. You guys are keeping me on track because I do go all over the place. I am trying to stay focused, and it's difficult. It's difficult, but I am though. Like, I'm trying to stay focused. You know. Yes, it is the best tooth now I've ever seen. Cool, man. Let me know when you're ready. Now, no, you know what? I'm just gonna put it in the Discord, and then you go ahead and click on it whenever you want. I'm gonna send it to you. Okay? So you go ahead and click on it whenever you want. Yeah, you listen to my generic putting stuff in Discord music. Come on, get up and down with the sickness. Come on, get up and down with the sickness. Oh, yep. I'm singing that song. That's a good song. You guys like that? How many of you like Disturbed? Yeah, I love that. I love fucking Disturbed, man. That's such a great band. Uh, I don't know why. I feel like they're underrated, or maybe I'm just not like watching their YouTube channel and stuff. Like, as far as like what kind of following they have, but I love Disturbed. I really do. I really do. I love that band. Yeah. Hey, man. I'll be more than dude. You guys want to go up on panel? Let me know. I will drop the link for you guys. You won't even have to be on my Discord. I'd love to hear you guys. I hear you guys got to do a good thing, like a good, like a little, like, back and forth and stuff. That'd be dope to hear. Here we go. Oh wait, no. What was that? Oh, that was my Discord, huh? It was my Discord. Why is my Discord going off? What did I do? What did I do? I'm gonna close out Discord because I hate that sound drives me nuts. It drives me nuts hearing the Discord thing go boop, 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 boop. It is well, news now. It was their gimmick. It was their gimmick. I think they've kind of like they kind of leveled off on the Disturbed theme, or maybe the theme was in like different, because like the first Disturbed album is kind of like a mental, like, type of like mental health type of like album where most of the songs kind of hint towards mental health, not or mental deficiencies in people. So that's kind of Disturbed, and then the second album was about belief and how that could be disturbing, and then I think the third one was about like people coming together and brigading and stuff like that. And here he is, Mr. Burns. and he doesn't have a mic. Okay, we're waiting on him. He'll get it all set up right now. He'll get it together. Are you getting it together? There you go, Jam and Jet. That's what I'm talking about. Me too. I had so much fun with you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you, thank you. You guys are relieving that monkey that I had on my back, man. Because I really almost lost it. Oh, Burns, come back. You do it again. Oh shit. Okay, he'll be back. He'll be back. I hope he'll be back. Be back, Burns. Be back. Don't worry, buddy. I'm right here and I'm waiting for you. So don't worry about a damn thing. What are we doing here? Okay. Yeah. So we're waiting on Burns. No problem. No problem. Hi, Stanley Haynes. How you doing, bud? It is. It's probably one of the first ones I learned, man. You know what's crazy? This is how you know Mexicans like work. They extended that word into trabajo. They made trabajo shit. Why couldn't you just call it like tro or trabo or something like that? Because I mean, work is work in English, but trabajo in Spanish seems like a whole lot of letters. We really like it. We really like to work hard. Wow, sweet. No, you don't have. Whoa, don't let Kaiser hear that. Jeez. Oh man, but oh yeah, and I don't know if you guys heard. I don't know if you guys heard this. Now I'm hoping that Burns comes back because I really wanted to share this with him. And I'll fucking share it. Let me share the damn screen. Yeah. Hey, where'd it go? Oh, whoops. Okay, maybe I took it out. Now I want to put it back in. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, look, I wanted to share this. I wanted to share this with Mr. Burns because check out what this dude has to say, and I hope like I get MSG retired. I get everybody to hear this because look at what he has to say.
There are as much gentlemen as the U.S. Marine Corps is intelligent.
What's that word?
I don't know if you guys heard that.
There are as much gentlemen as the U.S. Marine Corps is intelligent.
I'm sorry, Dan. What?
There are as much gentlemen as the U.S. Marine Corps is intelligent.
I'm sorry. What?
There are as much gentlemen as the U.S. Marine Corps is intelligent.
Oh, really? Really? Who told you could talk like that about the Marine Corps? Who told you could say something disrespectful like that, Dan? Who told you? How intelligent is that? You claim to be like this sophisticated, like super duper millionaire of some kind that's gonna come and sweep old Becca off her feet. But yet, what the fuck was that, dude? What the fuck was that? What do you mean? You're no who the fuck are you? A Welsh motherfucker from across the fucking pond talking about one gentleman and number two, the Marine Corps? What the fuck bullshit is that, Dan? Who the fuck are you? Like, this is what I'm talking about. This is a fucking grown, old, fucking needs to fucking get the fuck off the internet piece of shit that's over here fucking. Who the fuck? I'm sorry. Did you guys hear that? Hang on. Oh, welcome, Burns. You
Hey,
good?
hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I had to switch to a different device.
Yeah, exactly, Stanley. Exactly. It's so stupid. Oh, look at you. You got your guitar and everything. You're gonna bless me with some music? Oh, I
Oh yeah,
love
I'm
it.
gonna do the Wrangler intro.
Ooh. I guess I'll do the yeah.
No, change.
Ah, damn it. We lost you again. Check your mic. Check your mic. Damn, we almost had it too. Yeah, you know what? That's the real egregious part right here, is that everybody on that fucking panel is American, well, except for Shuggy. But like everybody on that panel is fucking American, and they don't like what the fuck, dude. I'd be like, Dan, shut the fuck up, man. Like I would get serious with them. I'd be like, don't ever do that shit again. I don't ever want to hear you say something about the Marine Corps like that again. Don't you fucking do that shit. Like I don't understand why they can't do that. I don't understand why they can't do that. It's such a fucking easy thing to do. So annoying. I got you. I got you. Conspiracy, hello, man. But it's that this is the shit. Like I'm like that's just a small clip. It's gonna be added to the stuff that I'm doing, but it's like that kind of shit. Like it doesn't. It's like it's not about fucking like a whole like you can insult people all kinds of crazy ways, right? But just little things like that just get to me because it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like what? Like why, why? And it makes me believe that somebody who doesn't have any reverence for the military, regardless of where you're from, right? Because you guys have heard Master Sergeant and you guys have heard Tats at Georgia Transparency talk about that Israeli army. Is it the Israeli army they were talking about? They were talking about them, right? And they talk about them with such reverence, and like they put them up there with like the Navy SEALs and the Rangers and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And that's having a bit of respect for the institution of the military, right? Regardless of whether it be US or any other country. And if you don't have that, if you don't understand that, to me, that means that you are an outsider. You are somebody who has been looking in and don't understand any kind of, like structure that, you can build off of brotherhood and shit. Like I kind of understand it. I know SV has told me like like, oh, I don't know how civilian. It's not that I don't understand because I'm a civilian. I understand it because I played football at one point. I know sports and stuff, and sports kind of works in that same way, not in the same way of the danger of everything. Of course, like I'm fucking a pussy compared to fucking Marine folks, but I'm just letting you know that that's kind of like how I get it, because that's kind of like the same way. Like I don't completely disrespect other people that I was in the sport with. I kind of have a certain respect for them, especially when I see linemen make good plays. It's funny because like if I see a lineman and he does a good block and everything, I'm all excited, and my brother will be like, why the fuck were you celebrating that play? I'm all like, did you see that block? That guy got in there and he trucked that dude. I'm like, I'm so happy for it. But you see, that's the difference. That's the difference of having reverence to somebody that has done something that you respect. You have reverence. You think, oh, cool. I can understand these people. Therefore, I'm not going to disrespect them. When Dan disrespects them like that, it leads me to believe that he is more stolen valor than or just as much as Wrangler, right? Just as much as Wrangler. At least that's my thinking. That's my thinking. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Burns. I was on a tangent. I'm so sorry. Are you there now,
Oh, no
buddy?
worries. Yeah, I'm here. You still hear me?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, I hear you. I hear you, bud. And
Okay.
by the way, let me just say thank you for you showing up to my late night stream last night.
Late
Dude, that
night. It
was
was
easy.
it
I
was
didn't think
early
you would
morning for
show up.
me.
I didn't think more than the half of the people that were there were going to show up. I was like, dude, like, wow, I got a nice little crowd going on here. Thanks for showing up, man. Did you want to do the Wrangler intro again?
No, I think I'm gonna kill the stream again.
Okay. You know what? It's probably Wrangler on the button, right? It's probably Wrangler on the button trying to like,
Probably.
oh, that's privacy strike, privacy strike. That's all he knows is
No,
privacy strike, privacy
not even
strike.
his song.
Right. And he still uses it like a fucking punk, man.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, I know, you know how somebody doesn't have, any kind of pride or shame in themselves is when another man tells you, don't use my shit because I don't like you. Good luck, motherfucker, right? Like,
Yeah.
like I at least would have enough sense to be like, well, you know what? He's not cool with me. I wish he wasn't. I wish that he would be cool with me, but fuck it, he's not. Well, I ain't gonna use this fucking intro because I don't want to be associated with him. I don't want that story to keep coming out, so I'm just gonna stop using it. But he has no shame.
No, he
No
doesn't.
fucking shame. Yeah, yeah.
No, I just spent about 5 minutes learning it because I just started another channel called Wrangler's Weekly Wrap Up.
Yeah,
And
oh yeah, that's what I'm
yeah,
talking
and
about.
I'm gonna use the music, and then I'm gonna put instead that yee ha whatever it is, I'm gonna put a puking noise in the background. So
Yeah, what is he doing? That
yeah,
shit do?
I don't know, but it's gonna be puking instead.
Well, and I mean to get to your comment. Yeah, other countries talk about other countries, sure, and that's fine. But he gets a little too specific and personal when he starts mentioning things that he has no reason
He's
to even know
jealous.
about, like our laws and stuff like that.
He's
Like I
jealous.
said before, I wouldn't. I'm talking shit all day about Welsh, right? And I'll talk shit about Welsh countrymen because I'm talking shit about Welsh fucking Dan himself. So in a
He's
way, I'm
jealous.
doing it right. I'm being a hypocrite in what I'm saying because I'm doing what I would say he's doing. But see, the difference is that I'm not over here criticizing all Welshmen or generalizing Americans. I would never make a statement like the Welsh army is a bunch of idiots because first of all, I have no idea what the Welsh army looks like or what it does. And second of all, I would never disrespect people who take pride in service in their own country. So it's two things. It's two things of disrespect in one small statement that I think anybody with a regular conscience, a regular mind, sound mind and body would not say. That's the egregiousness to this. Not the fact that there's somebody talking about somebody else's country. That's normal. That's like, like we all do that shit, right? We'll get talk about Canada. I talk about Mexico all day. I'll talk about Salvador all day. I think their politics are getting better. The fucking president that's there for Salvador is doing a great job now. He's keeping everything in line. They finally stopped kowtowing to those fucking gangsters down there. The fucking Mara fucking Salvatrucha. It's just fucking real. So, like I said, that's not a big deal. The big deal is when you get personal, when you talk about our laws, when you talk about how we take care of our laws and how we do things here as a society and as a culture. You don't fucking speak about us if you don't live here. And even worse, you have three paneled Americans up there who are not saying shit. It's even more egregious for that reason. But that's my 2 cents. Burns, how you doing?
No, I think it's funny when somebody talks like that. It's either I think they're mostly jealous, or they have this level of hate because either they
Wow,
don't
no wonder.
understand or whatever. I was on a flight from years ago from Frankfurt to Atlanta, and there are a bunch of Germans on there talking shit about Americans in German. Didn't realize I speak and understand German.
Oh wow,
And
really?
my thing is, I turn around and tell them, then why are you going to the United States then? If you think it's that bad and it sucks and Americans are stupid, or, no, give me a break, dude. Why are you visiting it?
Right, 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 right.
So it's the
It's
way they are.
stupid, right? It just
It is.
it doesn't make sense to me. I hate when people bash America. Like we can do it. We can do it. It's just like the military people can bash on each other all day. That's their thing. Do it. Like like y'all, you know what I mean? Like anybody who's military has the carte blanche to do whatever the fuck they want with like how they treat other military people because they're going through it. They're the ones who do it. So like there's nothing wrong with that. But like when you're outside of it, when you don't do it, and then you say something stupid like, and did you hear what I had shared? I don't know if you heard it.
I don't know. What was it?
Watch. Let me show you. It'll play
What's
back
that
right
word?
now. It's quick.
They're as much gentlemen as the U.S. Marine Corps is intelligent.
Oh, I
Did you
heard
hear
that.
that?
I heard
What's that
that.
word?
What if
I
They're
heard
as
it.
much gentlemen as the U.S. Marine Corps is intelligent.
it's
Coming
like
from a guy who's not a gentleman, who's a piece of shit. That's
right?
hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like, dude, like, and this is the same guy who got all bent out of shape because Corrections 101 told Becca get wrecked. Like it, it's it's like how fake can you be, right? Like how impossibly fake can you be?
And
It just
corrections has no right to tell someone to get wrecked anyway. He's wrecked himself.
Right, and you know what? Corrections is a whole other fucking ball of
I know it's a
wax
whole. I
that,
know.
that I don't even want to touch on. I mean, illegal aliens, right? I mean, they fucking destroy everything. What a fucking weirdo. But like I'm just saying, like, it goes to show you, Dan is like Wrangler. He picks on low hanging fruit, and he likes to pretend that he's a smart guy who has all these things and is special and everything, but for some reason has a problem with his teeth, same as Wrangler, has some made up amazing story about his military, same as Wrangler, fucking never leaves his fucking house when he does his lives, same as Wrangler, and he has what he considers a girlfriend or a wife millions and millions of miles away from him. Now, maybe Wrangler doesn't have his girl millions of miles away, but she's out of reach, right? So this is the shit that I'm talking about. Like, this guy is Wrangler Welsh. There's like we got Wrangler America and we got Wrangler Welsh. Wrangler Welsh, stay in fucking Welsh. We already have a Wrangler in America. We don't need a Welsh Wrangler. Like, stay the fuck over there. We already have all kinds of shit to deal with. Stay the fuck over there. Stop being poison. Stop being poison to Americans and shit. Stop taking Americans' money if you don't like us, you motherfucker. Like,
Hmm.
this that's the shit that really fucking gets to me about this guy. He's a carbon copy of Wrangler, which I don't know, because Wrangler is really good at copy and pasting. You know what I mean? He does that shit a lot. So maybe he copied Dan. Maybe Dan gave him pointers as to what to do. I mean, he was trying to blackmail him in the background. And don't worry, those receipts are coming. That stuff is coming. Like, I got all that stuff. I'm gonna make the video and shit like that. I'm not speaking out of my ass. I'm not talking out of school, because I have this. I have all that info. I'm just like gathering it and I'm putting it together. I want to make a cool produced video with like little graphics and shit like that, where like I may even ask you to do me a little, like, little music thingy there, Burns. That'll be cool.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
That'd be cool.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, like, just to have it like original music, so I don't get copyrighted. Because, yeah,
Yeah.
I get copyrighted for every single stream because I always put like some copyright music on there. But it's cool though. Like, most of the time, it doesn't lead to nothing. It's just, that's why I don't care. Like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're gonna get a copyright." Oh, nothing happens. Nothing happens. They just the artist says it's okay and you're good. Doesn't matter. So,
Shoot. System of a Down copyrighted one of my videos from my band covering one of their songs.
really,
Yeah, I got a copyright strike. Well, they took it away because they saw, we're playing the music,
yeah.
you know.
Well, you know what it is? It's sometimes it's the AI. It picks up things that's, like, it probably
Well, I had
picked
to
up.
change it to cover. I had to put the song and put in parentheses cover. And
Ah, okay, I see. Which one did you do, by the way?
uh, what's that? Oh my goodness. I think it wasn't Chop Suey, it was the other one. Oh my goodness. I can't remember it.
Chop Suey?
It wasn't we did two of them. We did Chop Suey and another one of their
Uh,
hits.
was it Waterfalls? That one?
No.
You know what you're talking about, right?
I gotta go to my channel and find it.
It's cool if you want to. You can share the screen if you want to. If there's anything you want to share from your channel, let me know.
No,
I'll
no,
put it
no,
up.
it's
This
good,
this is an
man. No,
impromptu,
no,
so.
no, I don't want to bore people with me playing music.
Oh, stop it. Look at the humble Burns over here. I don't want to bore anybody with my badass skills of doing music.
Oh, I don't have badass skills.
Oh, stop it. I heard
I
that
have a certain
guitar.
set of
Huh?
skills.
You want to know? You want to know a secret of mine? You want to know a secret? I'll give you a secret of mine. Okay, right now, I know how to play the viola,
Oh, cool.
and the accordion. Just letting you
Oh,
know.
my uncle plays accordion. Him and my
Yeah, well, I only know how to do the piano accordion, not the one with the little fixed buttons. I can't do that one. Only the piano one. But it's because I learned strings. So when, like, you learn strings, you learn piano keys, right? And they're kind of the same on the accordion. It's just you
Yeah.
got to learn the notes when it comes to, like, in breaths and out breaths and stuff like that. So that's the only, like, the only difference, like, as far as like playing the accordion. But you still got the scales, the same scale as the string. So it
My
says.
yeah, my grandfather and my uncle used to play in German pubs when my grandfather was working or when he was stationed at first and then working in Germany. So,
Ah, well,
yeah.
well. Hey, what's up, Cody? Nice to see you, man. Glad you're joining us. Um, the viola is actually a bigger version of the violin, kind of like the bass guitar for
Yeah, yeah.
for 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 the guitar. It's kind of like the bass violin.
Toxicity. There it is.
Oh yeah,
Toxicity.
that's a good song. The
Yeah.
toxicity of our
Yeah,
city, of
we
our
were playing
city.
to in a small little Irish pub. We were playing to a bunch of American troops,
That's
and
fucking cool, man.
they
You know
I
what?
found I have some more videos that I'm gonna be posting because I want to post. I have a show at the same pub when these guys came back from Iraq, and man, they were going nuts. So,
I had the very big pleasure and honor to see Chris Cornell uh
oh, nice.
in the House of Blues, dude. And I would say I seen three performances in the House of Blues, and nothing is better than having that close environment,
Oh yeah.
performance. That even if it is a band, even if it's like I also went to go see a cover band for Sublime, and there's something so good about like that close quarters, hearing the guitar, hearing the music, hearing the vocals. It's like really nice, and having a fucking cold beer in your hand. It's like I love that shit. Like I love that environment. Like I'm looking for it over here. I've only found the pool hall so far, so I'm looking for it. Like I really don't care if it's a cover band. Like as long as you got the sound, like and hearing Chris Cornell, man, it's so people. I'm so sorry that you're not going to be able to hear him ever again. But there was something so sweet about hearing him do "Creep." Oh my god, dude! I was just like, man, this is such a badass song, and just hearing him do it on the guitar, forward yesterday. I was like, ah, oh my god! I was like, it's the CD. It's coming alive. It's like here in my face. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I got a bunch of live stuff. Even when my band opened up for Foreigner, it was pretty cool. Because
So your band just discovers you don't have original music.
I have original music. I have it on a playlist on my YouTube channel. All the it live and what people posted up from our CD. It's cool
Or
stuff.
if you know what, I'm gonna start promoting you more, man.
No, no, that's I'm not doing all this to be promoted or anything. This is an old band. I'm no longer part of that band anymore. So
oh really?
yeah, it ended years ago. It had some issues, man. So I bailed right when we were being signed to. We went up to Hanover to the Scorpions headquarters. I got to walk through their rehearsal room. We met up with. They have a label which is really good. It's all about the artist and make sure the artist keeps all their income and everything else. We were about to sign to them, and I left, and the band kind of folded a couple years later.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Cody, if you're here, man, I wouldn't mind if you wanted to come share the StreamYard with us. I'll put the link there for you to hit if you want to. If you don't, it's all good, buddy. I don't mind if you take a pass. I understand. It's no big deal. I just know you got all the. I know you got all the dirt on Welsh, and I also like to dispel the idea that coded is some sort of like some some weirdo or something like that. I don't know why people get this idea of him. I get it. Like he has a special way of doing things. I don't see it as weird. I see it as somebody who does things methodically. Do people know what methodical is anymore? You know what I mean? Like the way people it's not everything has to be exactly how everybody else does it. Some originality kind of throws people off nowadays. Like everybody wants to be cookie cutter, right? Like everything has to be. I remember there was a time when people respected uniqueness, right? But people respected something that was like a little bit different from the norm. But it's weird to me that people now want everything to be cookie cutter. Everything has to be exactly like the other thing was. Like if somebody does one thing, then everybody has to repeat it, and it has to be exactly the same, or else it's not valid. Like, dude, like what happened to the abstract? What happened to wanting to be your own person? Like, I feel people talk about the greatest generation being in the 50s, but I think there was a decade in the 90s where acceptance was something real special. Like we accepted people, but we didn't make it a big deal. And I think that has something to do with tolerance. You know what I mean? Like we're we're when you have tolerance, you don't make it a big deal to accept people because you don't want those. You don't need that. You don't need those pats in the back. Those people know that you accept them. Those people know that you're a part of them without them having to say, "Oh, come here, we love you," and all this and that. You know what I mean? There's a way of feeling accepted without having to say it out loud like that, and saying it all the time. And Cody kind of put me onto this. Like you know I over because I overly did it, and I've realized that it was sussing people out, like like, hey man, like you're being a little too polite, you're being a little too, and like I said, I don't want to be a nice guy. I don't want to be. I really don't want to be a nice guy. I want to be a good guy. A good guy is not a nice guy. A good guy does what is necessary to do things the right way. And so sometimes it's gonna rub people the wrong way. Sometimes you're gonna have to say fuck you to somebody that's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? And so,
Well, you just got to be yourself. And if somebody likes what you do, then they like what you do. You're always going to have haters all the time.
oh, thanks, man.
From
I appreciate that.
my experience, especially as long as I've been playing music, you're going to have people that hate the way you play, hate your tone, hate everything about you, hate. You're going to have people that hate you. You know what? I don't go play for those people, or you don't do those things for those people. You have to just be yourself, and you're going to have people that like you, and you're going to have people that hate you, and then you're
Right.
going to have people that, one foot in the fence here, one foot in the fence there. We're all individuals. We don't need to try to be like anybody else.
Yeah, that's
you know
right, man. That's right. I hate. Did you grow up in the '90s, or were you like, or like already like an
80s.
adult in the '80s? So you grew up
Yeah.
in the '80s, and were already like adult age in the '90s.
Yeah, and I like the 90s better. The early 90s was pretty good up until about 95, 96, and that's when everything went to crap. So, but anyway, you know.
You know what? I'll say this
But the
because
thing is, I didn't grow up in the United States. I was in Germany when I graduated from high school there, and I started working there.
right, I get you, and you know what? I completely understand what you're saying with the crap. I completely understand what you're saying, but you see, like for somebody who perpetuated that crap, like in a way, it was kind of like our rebellion, and people don't see it like that, but it is that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like music has a tendency to change with the youth, right? It's a youth movement, and music is always a youth movement. That's why no matter what, the music of the past is always going to be the old man saying, get off my lawn, right?
Mhm.
So it in a way, when those late 90s, like people started coming on, they were looking for something to hang their hat on. And I think grunge and had taken so much of it that some people in certain areas were feeling like they need their punk music, they need their rebellious
Shoot,
music,
I,
and
I grew up
that's what I
I,
think.
I grew up with the original punks, which was the Ramones, Talking
Yeah,
Heads, all those people from the CBGB days that started off. You know, that was the punk. I mean, I listened to everything, man. My dad
me
had a
too.
record collection that went from 50s rock and roll to country music
Oh,
to
I hate to cut you off,
disco
Burns.
to
I hate to
what's
cut
up?
you off 1 second, but welcome for the first time ever here on the Unforgiven Yeri's channel, Mr. Coded Friends.
Yuri, what are you doing? You didn't need to cut Burns off. I can wait. I know how to wait.
No, he's got to
I
cut me off
I
for
had to.
this.
I,
He had to.
I had to let you in like that, man. I know that you would give me the same kind of introduction. That's why. So I'm like, let me get coded in here the right way.
I
Well, thank you,
appreciate
Cat.
that, sir, and I'm happy to have my maiden voyage on Yuri on Monday, the Unforgiven Yuri.
Thank you, dude. I'm having a Monday. Let me tell you. I don't know if you heard my rant earlier. I was losing my goddamn mind. I've been trying so hard to deal with being on the upper side of the workforce, and I'm just not used to it, like, and so there's things that people are looking at me and they're looking at me strange because like I can't help but fix things. I can't help but like, when you're always working, like as retail or like lower end, it's like, time what is it if you got time to lean, you got time to sweep. Well, I forgot how that works. But basically, like you're constantly doing stuff. You're never just standing still. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yep.
unless you're a security guard, like you're just always doing stuff. So there's a lot of downtime in what I'm doing. And so like I get these moments where I see like the employee lounge or like my own office. I got an office. It's weird because I've never had an office. I never had a place that I walk into and I'm like, oh, this is my office, right? This is not something that I do. And so I'm constantly like checking the trash. I pick it up. I look around. I vacuum and stuff like that. And so people are saying that I'm being extra for this, and I'm like, what? How am I being extra? Like, how is that extra?
Where are you working now? Can you do me a favor? Will you highlight Right On's last comment?
Sure, pal. And Right On is another guy. Right On, you need to get on with Coden, man. We need to hear you guys have a conversation back and forth. I really want to hear Right On have a conversation with Coden here. But
let me interrupt you. We'll set something up with Right On. He's retiring on New Year's Day, January 1st.
Congratulations, man.
I imagine after that he'll have a little bit of time to talk. And let me do something real quick. I neglected to say hello to Burns E. How we doing, my man? I think this might be the first time we've actually talked with each other.
I think so too.
I like the music, bro. I really like
thanks.
the music.
Appreciate it. You got good music taste with the music for the intro of your videos.
Well, thank you, bro.
Not according to Dearmid. Dearmid was telling me to give you tips on music. I'm like, I don't know, man.
That's Dearmid's way. Hello, sweet Melissa. That's Dearmid's way of saying everything's going okay.
Okay.
If Dearmid's complimenting you, you have fucking problems.
Gotcha. Shit, I gotta go.
Shit, I got problems. I got major problems. No,
you got to take.
Hey,
let's go. Sorry, Burns.
I was going to comment on Yuri's thing about working. Here's something I learned from a German supervisor, which she told me one time. She saw me looking at the clock constantly, and she came up to me. She goes, "You know how to make that thing go fast?" And I go, "What?" She goes, "Work." And that was the best advice because my days would go by faster. I just worked and worked. Sometimes I get off 15 minutes after I was supposed to be over with because I was totally into what I was doing. I'm like, this is cool. So I understood what she was saying.
Well, I've had the honor of being able to work since I was 13, and so I went through all those little situations where like you take too long or you're waiting for your time to end the day and everything. And so as a 13-year-old, you kind of start figuring out, like, well, if I want this day to go faster, I better figure something out. And where like I started figuring those things out early. So by the time I was 16 and I got my first official job, on paper with KB Toys, they were just like so like impressed because here's this 16-year-old who comes in and just won't stop working no matter what. And it's like it was working with my uncle who came from Salvador, and just all he did was work. He had like 3 jobs. He would leave work at like 5 a.m. in the morning and wouldn't come back till 12 a.m. and just work. And when I decided to go to work with him because he needed a little hand, little help, I thought it was a lot of work to be with him just 8 hours of the day. And I would complain to him like, oh, uncle, like, I can't do this, man. Like, could you let me go off early? Let me go off at 6, like after 6 hours. And he told me I could, but you said that you want to do this because you wanted to have money for your mom and you wanted to help out and you want to do this and you want to do that. Like, do you want to do that? Because if you don't, it's fine. I mean, you can be a kid and do whatever you're gonna do. Like, I'm not telling you to do this, but look at this. He's all like, look at how I have to work. He's all like, he told me, he's all like, I'm 39 at the time. He was 39. He's like, I'm 39 years old. I didn't get no education. I didn't do nothing. I didn't even try to work at your age. He's all like, I wasn't even trying to do that. He's all like, now I have to have these 3 jobs to support my family. And I do this and I do, and he showed me everything. And I was like, whoa, okay. And I was like, well, I don't want to do that either. And he's like, well, you either learn how to make your bosses happy by working the right way, then you get the right time off, or you can go and try to get an education and work hard there. But you're gonna have to work hard somewhere. So you get to doing stuff. Just start getting to doing stuff. And so he kind of instilled that in me, and my family's kind of like the same way. Like, my mom never stops doing stuff. Like, she's a Jehovah's Witness. That's just what she does. But she's like, whatever she gets into, she goes hard at it. My dad was the same way, except that he did it with the wrong things, but he went hard at it. And so it's like, I'm the same way. Like, I can't do that. I can't be watching the clock. I can't let time fly by. Like, things can get done. And so I try to do them, or I try to learn. Like today, the only reason why I got the speech that I got from one of the managers is because I was walking around, because we were kind of like in a dead zone time, right? And so we're waiting for, like, they're updating my laptop with stuff that I need to have to look at the employees and stuff. So it puts me in a case where I have my hands in my pocket and like, what am I gonna do, right? So I went to go ask some people some questions about what they do, and like maybe I could learn a little something. But instead, I got a bunch of dirty looks and like, okay, like, why are you trying to show us up, man? Like that type of speech. Now they were trying to be friendly about it. Of course, when you're in that upper echelon of like, people, they don't talk to you like, like the regular layman who says, man, fuck you for making me look bad, right? They tell you like, oh, so you feel like cleaning, they give you that sarcastic, bullshit. And I can see right through it, because it's like, I've seen it my whole life. And it's like, you know what, bro, it's cool, man. I'm just doing me. You worry about yourself. I'm gonna do me. All right. Like at the end of the day, we both get paid, and I'm not gonna look at your paycheck. Don't look at mine. So don't fucking worry about it, And it just gets to me. But maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. What do you think, Coded?
I think you have to kind of acclimate yourself to the environment you're in. The comment you said about why you're trying to show us up, I only ever heard that once at work, and it was for a little period of time, had a union job. And when those guys went on break, you went on break, like a 15-minute break.
Right.
I would just keep working. And they'd be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, I'm working. And they're like, no, when we take break, we all take break. So you got to kind of match the environment that you're in. I'm like you, Yeri. All I want to do when I go to work is work, because the busier the day is, the quicker it ends. So
Yeah. I don't see why that's so. Well, that's such a hard thing to understand, right? It's like, what are you gonna do, right? You can let the time go by and just sit there and idly but if you're not doing shit, then what happens? Well, this is that low worker mentality, I guess. And I don't mean to call people who aren't managers and stuff like that lower, because I would never call myself or anybody in my family lower for working underneath people. But excuse me, yeah, right. That's the right word. Uh, it's just that, like, I always think to myself, like, what's the boss gonna say? You know what I mean? If I'm just sitting here, like, if I'm just sitting here, right? Or I'm just looking, that's what my mind thinks, or my mind says to me. And it's like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to be known as the person who doesn't want to work or is trying to get out of here. You know what I mean? Even though my job demands a lot of me when it is on, it's just these times, these moments that are downtime, these people, like, they get into this. And I really, that mentality that this is not my job, right? I don't know how you feel about that, but that whole thing about, why should I do that, or why should I get into that, like, I'm not getting paid for that or whatever. And I get it, like, to some degree, yeah, you shouldn't, because if there's an expertise in it, don't touch things that you're not supposed to. But I think general things like cleaning or maintaining something that everybody uses is something that should be natural.
Common areas you're talking about.
Yeah,
People should,
common areas.
it's called respect. That's all it is. Respect
Thank
for
you.
the
Thank you,
area.
Burns. Exactly. That's all.
So I
That's what I'm
mean,
saying. It's like, where's
so
the common decency, right?
well, they what you call it, they think there's somebody else to clean up behind them, which I never liked that kind of thing. I mean, when I go to a restaurant, I'm stacking dishes after I'm done, so it's easier for the server to pick up. That's how I am. I want to make their life easy.
Yeah, that was my whole thought about, because right now we don't have, like, our cleaning staff. Like, basically everybody's going through training. Like, they did the managers first, like all the managers. We went through all of our training, all of our first aid classes, and all this nonsense that we had to do. Now there's building slowly everything up. So as they build everything, they're starting to bring in more people. They're bringing in the wait staff. They're bringing in, restaurant people. They're bringing in, like, they're just bringing everybody in, and they're training them as they go. And so, like, right now we don't have, like, maintenance or janitors and stuff like that on the regular. We have, like, an outside company that comes in, like, once a week to do things, but they don't, like, they come in and they do things real fast and they don't care and stuff like that. And the employees usually take care of their own area. That's where I kind of felt like, I think these people think that I'm trying to show them up or something, because, like, I see the employee area, and it looks like, man, those people are keeping it nice in there. Everything looks
Well,
good, you
if
know.
they think you're trying to show them up, it shows a level of guilt and jealousy they have. To me, in my mind. So
I didn't look at it
also,
like that. You
well,
think they have guilt?
I've dealt with people like that. It's I did contracting for the military, dude, and it's like you run into all kinds of freaking people, and especially when people think, "Oh, if I get a contract with the military, I'm going to be rich." It doesn't work that way.
Ah,
So
I no, I thank you for putting that in perspective. I didn't get guilt.
they're jealous or they're afraid that you making them look bad. That's what it is. That's my experience. They think, oh my God, this guy's gonna make me look bad. I'm gonna lose my job. He's gonna move up quick through the company. I've been here longer than him. I've dealt with that crap before, dude. So it is what it is. Just I always tell people, just continue being you. Maybe you'll influence them to or inspire them to be better people, better workers. That'd be a good thing. Or they'll just get jealous and you have to deal with them because they're gonna go after you.
I see.
That's what I
Yeah. Well,
experienced.
I guess it's because like I feel like I relate better to blue collar people, and I really do feel like I'm an outsider amongst those people. Like I think maybe that's where a lot of this energy is coming from. Is that like I feel like an outsider. Like I don't know what to talk to them about. Like they're talking about
No,
the
just be a
handmaidens.
fly on the wall. Be a fly on the wall. That's all. And when you
Right.
hear or see common ground, just jump in. That's
Uh,
I've been through reduction of forces in Europe 3 times where I moved 3 times in 3 years because in military installations you just got to jump in. I got used to jumping in from different job to jobs
I
because I
see. What were
wanted,
you gonna
the
say,
only way you
Cody?
could, the only way you can stay in
Oh,
Germany legally without getting deported is to work for the U.S. military. So when I graduated high school over there, American high school over there, I wanted to stay, and the only way I could stay is to work there. So,
ah.
so
What were you gonna say, Cody?
well, just a little bit of advice to you, and Burns's advice is really good.
Yeah, it is.
You got to just kind of take the fly on the wall comment that Burns or piece of advice that Burns gave you, and just do that for a little bit until you understand what other people are talking about. Then slowly integrate into the conversation. My thing at work and new jobs, I haven't had a new job in 13 or 14 years now. But my thing has always been to identify the people who are doing a little more work than everyone around them and to try to integrate with that. There's always a smaller group. There's a weird dynamic. Jordan Peterson goes over it in detail, and he's a clinical psychologist, and
Yeah,
he
I
can
followed him. Yeah,
identify all these things. But 20% of the people do 80% of the work. So you want to identify with that 20% of the people and
I
you want
see.
to match their work level. You want to always, until you get acclimated, until you're one of the boys, one of the group, you want to just kind of be helpful to that 20%
I
because then
see.
you're going to develop their work ethic and their attitude and you're not going to have to worry about, use them as a model and
Right.
then you'll fit in pretty well. Don't be over eager, don't push too hard. Just lay back a little bit, find that 20% group and try to do whatever you need to do to acclimate with them and then you'll be recognized as one of the harder workers. The people who are this is the kind of issue with the work group is 80% of them aren't doing the work that 20% are doing in that 80%, most of them are just there redundancy in case one of the 20% people go down, have to leave, whatever. There's a body to fill a spot.
Right.
They're literally there to be redundant because they're not getting the work done.
I see. You know what? That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. And then with what Burns said, you guys are giving me good advice here. It's kind of making me feel better. And also, like that thing that he said, that's like right now I'm really like expounding on is the guilt part. Like I never thought people would have guilt, over something that they didn't do. It's just like if you just do it, right? Like that's That's a totally new concept to me. Like I didn't know
I
people could
mean,
actually feel guilt for something like that.
what Code had said, when I play music and I play in a band with another guitar player, I always hope he's way better than me. The
Right.
reason why I hope he's way better than me is so I can learn from him.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to be the better guy. I want to learn from other people I jam with. I always love jamming with people who are better than me because I always pick up cool stuff from them.
All
You
right.
know,
Dang, man, you guys made me feel much better, man. Shit, I was ready to fucking punch somebody when I came on.
so
Now I feel cool, man. Shit, you guys chilled me the fuck out. Thank
I
you.
mean, yeah, you got to take. I used to do this exercise every time because I'm Italian. I have a temper. Anytime I
Yeah, I'm
start
Mexican. I
ready
have
to
a temper.
lose my top, blow my top, whatever. I 5 deep breaths. Think about what you're going to say or going to do before you say or do it, and then you think about it. And
Yeah, yeah. I'm learning that. I'm learning not to be so impulsive, man.
I'm sorry, I
Like
see Scotto, my buddy Scotto.
everybody's
Yeah.
buddy Scotto.
Oh, I
What's
love
He's the
up,
king
man?
of the meme, man. King of
Oh
the
hell
meme.
yeah,
Hey, no
Scotto
lie, man.
gave me good
Scotto is
advice where to
not only
get
he's the
something.
king of the meme. He also's got the fastest meme in the West, man. You give that guy an idea, he'd come back with you with a meme in like in 2 seconds, flat. Like he got it. I'm like, I don't know how he does it. I don't want to know. That's your secret, Scotto. That's your specialty. Don't tell nobody. The game is to be sold, not told.
Yeah, he told me a good place to check out to eat at the Atlanta airport, and I finally found it after I
What
got
was the spot?
Bojangles.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
It's in Terminal T, and I just got off of B, and I went to T, and I had to go all the way down to F, and the F is the new international one, and I think a 5 mile hike. It was a total of 5 miles I did
There's a
walking.
train down there, you know.
I know. I
Okay.
walked past it. I gotta get my steps in.
Yeah, but five miles, bro. You got your fucking steps in, that's for
No, I
sure.
did. I
When
did.
are you back in Atlanta again?
It's gonna be a few months.
When
I
you're
mean, I'm
coming
not.
back through, if you have a long layover, I got a spot. I'll come and get you. I got a spot that's right near the airport. You'll fucking love it. As long as you can handle seafood. You don't have a seafood allergy, do you?
No, I
Shit.
don't have any allergies.
I'll show you the best spot. If you got a couple hours and you're at the Atlanta airport, I'll show you the best spot to just jump out of there, hit,
Yeah.
have a meal, drink a beer or two if you want, and get back to the airport, no problem.
I see
Oh,
food
that's
and I
cool.
eat it.
If I have a long layover, no, most of the time my layovers are about an hour, hour and a half. And when you fly international into Atlanta, what you have to do is first thing you do is go through immigration.
Yep.
After immigration, you have to go through go collect your luggage.
Yep.
After you collect your luggage, you have to check it back in, and then you have to go through security again, and that's a pain in the butt when there's a bunch of what you call it when you have in between flights, and that's why I like to try to find my layovers to be 3 to 5 hours.
When I do the Southeast Asia or coming back, I break it into three flights. So I usually do my start and I'll either wind up in Dallas or Seattle. And then from there I usually hit Taipei or Tokyo, and then I have a short hop back to the Philippines. But I usually put a 3 to 5 hour break in too for the same reason. And especially as we get older, Burnsy, sitting in that fucking seat for 10, 12 hours is not really good for
No,
you.
it's
You
not
need
good.
some walk around time, get the blood
Mhm.
And
flowing, work the
they don't want you
kinks
walking
out.
around on the plane anymore like they used to. You used to
Yeah,
be able to get up.
exactly.
They
Yep,
want you to
you're
stay in
right.
your seat buckled as much as possible.
Yeah, now that the personal shit is out of the way, what do you think of so far? Like my coverage on Dan Coded. I know you've been on his ass for like the past year and shit. So I would expect you to be a good judge of the content that I'm making right now because I really like, dude. That dude got to me, man. It took a while, but he got to me, man. Because it's like all the bullshit and again, I made this comparison, and I think Josh made it before me. Is that this guy's just Wrangler 2.0, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
there's a lot that's um, overlapping and common between Dan Wrangler. I think Kari T, one of his moderators, I think it was last night. I have the screenshot for it. I'll show it next time I live. I'm paraphrasing, but one of his moderators said, uh, something about liars and proof, and they should be forced to show proof. How many times has Dan lied to the YouTube community? Starting with the attention whoring and saying that he clearly said, Wrights On did a great video. Dan clearly said he had a contact at the FBI. He then later said, and our contact is the FBI. So, Dan's still lying about that shit too. But how many times have these guys lied and lied about stupid shit? Blecka saying that her friend picked up Chili's dog Charlie from the Humane Society or the animal shelter, whatever it was. It's just fucking bullshit after bullshit. And then Dan comes back months later when he got called out on it, and he goes, "Well, that was Chinese whispers." So you're not fact checking then, Dan. You're just running with Chinese whispers. That's the kind of shit that, our research, and we went over it and over it and over it. And then we had Blue Bacon tell us that we didn't have enough. Come on, Dick Reed.
And you know what? Just to add to that, and you know what? And I'm gonna anecdote this shit because fucking obviously I can't have receipts of conversations that I had in phone calls, right? But when the whole FBI thing was going down, I had a conversation with Fraudeur Reaper, because at the time I was doing panels with her,
right?
And so we were talking on the phone, and she told me, "I'm gonna tell you a secret, but if I tell you the secret, you gotta promise not to tell anybody." And I'm like, "Sure, whatever. What do you want to tell me?" And this is the shit about her. She likes to pretend that I'm some sort of evil person because I'll share things that she said. But it's like, bitch, you bullshitted me the whole fucking time. And somehow I'm not supposed to react to that. I'm not supposed to be I'm supposed to be cool with the way you treated me because you were fucking bullshitting me this whole time. But anyways, that's a story for another time. She told me that Dan had a contact in the FBI that she connected him with, and that they were going to investigate because they're looking into Chile, and they're so upset with him and everything, and they also got him on child predatory charges and shit or whatever. And I was all like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." She's all like, "Yeah, but don't tell anybody because we don't want this secret to get blown or whatever." And I'm all like, "Okay, sure, whatever," right? In my head, it really wasn't jiving. You know what I mean? It wasn't jiving because like I told everybody, my angle when I came into this was I went to jail for a year. I fucked up. I went to jail. I got into a bunch of criminal elements. I got to meet a lot of people in the criminal element, and so it means that I got to see a lot about how their cases worked and the things how they got investigated, stuff like that. Of course, they had their stories, but then later on you find out the truth, and you're like, okay, that makes sense now. And I never heard of an FBI agent, especially working with somebody across the globe on a case that they already got. Why do they need you? Why you, right? And especially some dude in Welsh that fucking is sitting in his, I don't know, nursing home, whatever the fuck is going on over there. And it doesn't make sense to me. And it didn't make sense to me then. So I wanted to say something, but if I spoke out or anything, it was like, "Oh, you don't know anything. Oh, what do you know?" And I remember being on his Discord for about 5 seconds, and I got the fuck out of there because all I was hearing was bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. And I was like, you know what? I don't need this shit, dude. I don't need to fucking hear these stupid fucking idiots talk about stupid shit. So I kind of just left everything to the side. And then when I heard you talk about it the first time, when I heard your videos, talking about the chicken theft, and then all the stuff about Tina Slay and everything, it all started coming together. And I was like, I'm not the crazy one. I'm not the one going nuts over here. I'm not the only one who thinks this way.
Right. Well, that's what happens when other people's lies start to be taken as truthful statements. Can you put up Wrights On's comment from 2 minutes and 2 seconds? That one's pertinent too, that it all started with Reaper, and it did. I've made this point in the past. Reaper had done a little spiel that on the death of Lainey Hudson that she was in contact with the local police and that they had given her all kinds of information, but they had told her to wait till they gave her permission to release it. The fucking police don't do that. They
No,
don't
they
do
don't.
that at all.
What
But
the?
then she said the local police forwarded her to a FBI agent, right? So the whole thing with the FBI started with Reaper, and then Dan took the success of that lie. I've been given information. I'm just waiting for them to give me the okay to release it. They forwarded me to the FBI. Then Dan jumped in. Same routine. We're talking to the FBI. We have a comment at the FBI. We have information, but we just can't release it yet. Dan just patterned his lie on the lie that Reaper had told about the Lainey Hudson situation, only Dan upped it from local police to the actual FBI using the quote unquote contact that Reaper had. And these people are all proven, documented liars, lie after lie after lie. Reaper's thing was it was just a package of chicken breast that in error didn't get rung up. That's not what happened at all.
No.
The police report clearly says that she evaded all points of payment and wheeled the cart out the door. That means she was never at a register. That means there was everything in the cart was rung up except this package of chicken breast. She stole the whole fucking cart. And that's not a move a first-time shoplifter makes, rolling a whole cart out the door. That's somebody who's been shoplifting for a while and has gotten really comfortable with it.
Yeah, right. Like she's done this before, where she has a whole shopping cart and just walks out with it. And I've seen this kind of theft too. And of course, like I told you, I grew up in the ghetto, man. I know people who used to do crazy shit. Like I had friends who lived normal lives, right? They'd have a nice little apartment, and you think everything's cool, and they go, okay, let's go shopping. And like, cool, all right. So you go shopping with them, and I remember one of my friends, and she's not my friend anymore. Obviously, she got into drugs, and her life is all thrown to shit now. But when I did talk to her, she did that. She did that move. She put a bunch of shit in her fucking cart and walked right the fuck out. The point of doing that theft is that the confusion or the chaos that's going on inside the market confuses the store people enough that when you're walking out, they think you're just a regular customer who bought things. So it's kind of like just be cool. You know what I mean? Just be cool. And I remember when she did it in front of me, I was freaking out because I was like, as a matter of fact, at the time, I was still on my probation. I did 5 years, and I was like on my third year, and I was freaking out. I was like, dude, I can't be walking out with you, man. I was like, any trouble that I get into is gonna be worse for me. So I remember I walked, like she made it all the way to her car and put everything in, and I walked the hell away from her because I'm like, I'm not gonna get in trouble with you if they come after you. But you know what? They didn't, because like I said, the whole point of doing that kind of theft is just to work on the chaos that's going on in the market. It's like, oh, there's so much shit going on. Did that person really buy that stuff? Well, we don't know, because they're just, like they're confidently walking out. Why would you stop them, right? And so if she did it like several times and got away with it, I could see her being like confident walking out and then be like, oh, did I forget to ring this up? And and Reaper is a terrible liar, by the way. She's a terrible liar.
Yeah, she's bad. Can you throw up Diarmid Costello's 208?
Sure, let me know. Yeah.
Because this needs to be known too. Shuggy, Mark the Sarcastic Peg Boy, Sandy Vagina, Blue Fakin, and Witch of Heart, or was it Blue Bacon or Blue Bear? Probably Blue Bear.
Blue Bear.
And Witch of Heart all said they saw the FBI email.
Says a lot.
But they never posted it, did they? They ever show it?
No, they never post. They don't post anything. No. Dan has never posted. This is what Dan did on the lottery raffle grift. Dan first, at the prompting of Hank, did the Mission 22 fundraiser. And they put a direct link up for Mission 22. This was back in January or February of 2023. They were successful. They raised money. They put the direct link for Mission 22, but they also had gotten some PayPal or Super Chat contributions. So what Dan did was he did post those receipts. So when Dan says, I have posted receipts, he's talking about one time the Mission 22 fundraiser in January or February. That's when Dan learned how these people will open up their pocketbooks and wallets if they think the cause is good.
Yeah.
Every raffle after the Mission 22 one was a small charity that nobody really heard of before or knew anything about. And then Dan has never posted any receipts on any of that. And there's no proof that that money ever went to any charity. And all of a sudden, Dan's buying subs. I mean, it's so painfully obvious that Dan bought subs. It's crazy. He's got a lot.
Cody, forgive my ignorance
Go ahead.
with the whole buying sub things, but how do you guys suss that out? Just I really would like to learn that, because I look at it and I'm trying to figure out how you guys suss that out. What is it that you guys notice that you can tell that he's buying?
Okay, so when Dan had 2,000 subs in February, March, he was getting 1,000 views per show. Dan now has 11,000 subs, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's getting less than 1,000 views per show. So how do you have that much buzz, that much interest, that people are coming to subscribe? Now think of how you behave. Do you subscribe to a channel the first time you listen to something?
Not really.
Probably 90% of the time you don't.
Yeah.
You hear 2 or 3 lives and then you say, hey, I want to continue to listen to this. I'll subscribe so I get the notifications.
Right.
When you go from 2,000 to 10,000 subs and you're not getting any more views on your lives, something's going on there. If you take the Washington State dead sub calculator and you enter Welsh News Network into it, Dan has a 91%. While he was gaining hundreds of subs a week, Dan had a 91% dead subscriber base.
Wow.
Dead means they're subscribed, but they're not showing up to any of your broadcasts.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
Right.
crazy. Yeah.
Right. So if you were getting 1,000 views when you only had 2,000 subscribers, and now you have 11,000 subscribers and you can't get 1,000 views anymore, that should right there, there should be a red flag that pops up right there.
And it makes sense to me now, because and this is not insulting anybody here, because Coded, I've said this a bunch of times, that if I had any expectation for my channel, I would like it to be something like your channel, where I'm in the 800 subs, and I could have like a good 30 to 40 people watching me at any given time. I think that would be a good goal to have with having a regular job. You know what I mean? Because my job is going to get me busy. And right now I have a lot of time to do these lives. That's why I do impromptus right now and I pop up whenever. But once it gets more demanding, I know it's going to be a situation where I'm only going to be able to probably do like 1 or 2 a week, because by the workload and what I'm seeing, it looks like I'm probably only going to be able to do 1 or 2 a week, and even not participate in chats as much as I once did. So that would be my expectation for a channel like mine, to be a channel like yours. But I know creators that are in the millions, and they are super busy and they do so much, right? And it's I think to myself, why do they think that a couple of thousand or whatever is the end all be all, right? Why do they feel like they're so important over that shit? That's why to me it's I don't see as 1,000 or 10,000 or say even 100,000. I mean, then that is no downplay to Team Skeptic and the people who have made it to 100,000. You know what I mean? I'm just saying in the realm of real, popular people on YouTube, under 100,000 is really not much. So that's why I think to myself, why do you need to buy subs at that point?
Right. In the grand scheme of things, when you look at 100,000 subs, which you really kind of need, look at where Team Skeptic is. He just crossed 100K a couple months ago, right? And He's got, you see his side chat in his channel when you're over there, and you can barely fucking read shit. It's flying by so goddamn fast.
Yeah.
That's how you know you have an active and participating sub base. You can have Dan has 11,000 subs. He doesn't have to slow his fucking chat down.
Yeah, he doesn't, and he's like always constantly talking to the same people.
And
Gia,
it's the same with the Wrangler too. It's the same thing.
yeah.
They slowing their chats down, and it's hilarious because I go to this one guy, Steve Terberry. He does music stuff. He's got 3.5 million subscribers. Just think when he does a live.
Yeah,
So
exactly. I mean, look at somebody with a even smaller channel than all the people we talked about. Artie's Corporate Fiction. His chat can sometimes get lively, and he's
Yep.
underneath that 100 subscriber mark.
Yep. Now I got to give you a little piece of advice here. Don't if you want to build an audience to the tune of 100,000 subscribers, do not pattern what you're doing after what I'm doing.
Oh no no.
What I'm doing is specifically designed not to bring in the bulk of, like, we're not casting out a net and just dragging as many fish up onto the deck as
Right
we can.
right.
We're looking for a specific type of listener
I got you.
because the listeners I have, a lot of whom are in here right now, probably thanks to Diarmid Costello, because they're all
Right, Superman.
following the leader. Believe me, Diarmid's in charge. Blame Diarmid for everything from now on. We're looking for the kind of listener that actually then goes out and interacts with other platforms and can give us feedback. Hey, you may want to take a look at this guy over here. He's talking total bullshit. Or, hey, these guys over here are kind of in line with you. You might want to check them out. They got some good insights. So we're looking for people who provide feedback to it. Diarmid Costello says, coded, I did not write that in your script. No, you did not. You don't want people to know that you're the fucking leader. You are the leader, Diarmid. Sick, healthy, rain or shine, Diarmid's there doing Diarmid. I love Diarmid.
Yeah, no,
I'm digging. I'm digging on Diarmid because I finally got a chance off my platform to hassle him a little bit. Diarmid's a fucking quality guy. Like Diarmid's the first listener of mine who was the type of listener that we were looking for in our listener base. Like, I want everybody to be like Diarmid. But then I realize everybody can't be like Diarmid. If everybody was like Diarmid, we'd be doing nothing but pulling each other's hair and fucking, tapping each other on the right shoulder while we pass by on the left.
I can completely agree with that. And I've had a chance to get to know Diarmid. He is a very cool dude, man. Like, I don't know, like I know it seems like I'm always kissing ass or whatever, but like there's few people that I respect, like really, really respect. Josh is one of them. You Coded would be one of them, and Diarmid would be one of them, because like I've said, I've always been about people who are who they are. Like, I can't stand people who show a face and then are something else or try to be something else. Like, when you are who you are across the board, my respect, no matter what, regardless of where we meet on certain, opinions, whether we disagree, whether we don't. If you are who you are across the board, I'm always gonna have a certain respect for you. And Diarmid garners that respect, and also, like, he's such a he's so quick with shit, right? Like just like Scotto, if you tell Scotto, hey, this and this for a meme. Diarmid is the same thing with like info. It's like, whoa, dude, like, man, whoa. But he's good though. I'm like, man, dude, that's my dude. I know he's your dude first. Not trying to take him away or nothing.
Oh, he's not my dude. And you take him if you want. You'll return him a day later. That's Diarmid's my Irish boomerang. I throw him away, and he always fucking comes back.
He's like, I don't have a chapel. Well, you should. Oh man. Oh well, yeah. Well, that's the dance stuff right now. I'm kind of like, I'm kind of hoping that I can like engage with the people, the Americans in this panel, and try to get them to see the light, like I tried to do with KFAR with the whole SB stuff.
so far.
I doubt though. I doubt it. I doubt that I will. I doubt that I'll make any headway there because it seems like that they love being there with that dude. It's like I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't know if it's a maybe it is like a cult thing or maybe it's just a money thing. I can't put heads or tails to it.
Well, the thing is when people get into something for money, they're not going to make the money because they don't have the passion to do it because their thoughts are not on what they're creating or putting out there. Their thoughts are, how can I make money off of this?
That
And when
that's
you
a good
think
point. That's
when
a
you
real good
when you
point.
think like that, guess what? You're going to fail.
Yeah, you're right, dude.
Dude, my
That
like
is
I
that
said,
is probably
that band I was in that opened up for Foreigner, we didn't want to do nothing but play locally for just a little bit of cash on the weekends. All of a sudden, we're flying to the States doing a West Coast tour. We're opening up for Foreigner. We're doing all this other things, and we our intention was not to make money. It was to make money, but a little bit of money and have fun. It was mostly about let's have fun. Let's have fun doing this. And we were having fun doing it.
dude,
Well,
that's right. No, but you're absolutely right, dude. Like I told you, like I picked up, learning how to do the viola and like accordion. And for me, it was just a way like to escape like stress and pressure. And I liked it. I liked it because it was like being alone with something and learning something. And then when I could make music out of it, it felt I felt accomplished. But more, it was more like hey, like it took time and effort and I don't have to hear anything else but the music that's coming out
Well,
of here.
now look at the channel. Look at the channel, Wrangler's channel. It's all about money to him, and he's hopped that anti-frauditor auditor bandwagon. Look at Dan's channel. Man,
Ugh.
I rather watch paint dry than listen to that guy. That
K4.
guy is boring. I mean, you can sit there in 5 minutes and fall asleep. There's no
Yeah,
interest
dude.
there.
No fucking
he
lie.
is he is boring as fuck. Highly repetitive. But the thing that my group, not the Coded Friend Discord people, Dermot and the rest of the quality fucking people I have in my little tiny Discord server. The group that I started, that really they're the impetus for starting Coded Friend. I just, got roped in as the spokesperson for the group. They're studying reactionary behavior, gossip oriented, truth oriented, just impact statements have on a listening audience. Dan has been a fucking gold mine to us. I mean, I even got Dan to show both of his ankles live because I got him. I was bet that I couldn't get. He was always talking about how he's only in his underwear, and somebody was like, I got $200 if you can get him to show his legs. And then the rest of the group, it was my 200 versus four other people's $200. So the whole pool, I made 800 on the deal, but the whole pool was 1,000. My 200 was in there too. So they would have
Congratulations.
split. Four people would have split my $200. I swept all their money, and I did it with Council House. He's on he's on on an ankle monitor, and I just harped on the ankle monitor for a few minutes, for a couple days, few minutes, and then he finally had to show both legs. Like, he had to prove that he didn't have an ankle monitor. That's a highly insecure person,
Yeah, absolutely.
and he's
I
so
like that though.
he's so
Oh,
easy to manipulate. And like Jim Finch is
Oh,
even.
ooh,
well,
that's a
Wrangler's the same
whole
way
another
too.
category, man.
Wrangler's the same way too. You talk about
Yeah,
his
yeah, yeah.
tiny hands, and all of a sudden he's self-conscious about that. Then his hair, you see him fixing it. You, Stone Vet Josh would sit there and talk about certain things about him, and you would see on the next live where Wrangler just freaking, he avoids showing his hands, and it's hilarious. These people are watching your criticisms of them because
And you
they're
The
know,
way
concerned about it.
you know, it's,
the way Josh's people, his listeners, Josh's group, I know I don't own you, McAddicts. I get it. My means, with me, not ownership. It means, we're face to face. We're on the same path here. The way Josh's listening audience and the comments over there actually motivated Wrangler to remove things from his fucking background was amazing. Bernsey, you're right. The tiny hands thing. Now he doesn't want to show his hands anymore. I noticed the other day that Dan had it looks like a little herpes outbreak on his lower right lip.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so listen, the next day he was there for a minute. He's trying to shield his mouth with his hand. He's rubbing that spot. So now I got him. Now he's conscious about it. Then he did the I have to go to the kitchen to make food thing, and he switched over to hiding behind the icon using his phone. The following day, he added WNN host to his name tag, so it bumped the name tag up a little higher. And then
Yeah, I saw that.
he's slouching in the corner, hiding everything from his nose down behind that banner. Like he did
Yes.
that on purpose. If you look at him last night, you'll notice how glossy his lips are.
Yes.
It's a whole new thing. So now Dan is wearing makeup to try to conceal that.
He probably got tips from Becca.
He didn't get anything from Becca. He's never been with Becca. Becca's in
Right.
Virginia. Dan is in Wales. Dan's been talking about going to Scotland for 8 fucking months. He still hasn't got there. And after Scotland, he's got to go to France. And then after that business stuff is concluded, he's going to wing on over to Virginia and jam with Becca. Not with a fucking oozing pus wound on his mouth. He's not. And what the fuck is going on at Friday nights that Dan's at poker, which Dan's kind of poker, I don't think involves a deck of cards.
Right.
So Dan the other night is at a card game Friday night with his buddies. You know, these are the guys that get stupid fucking drunk and are, you know, playing airsoft. And Dan climbed up an 80-foot tree and they had to fucking cut it down to get him out. But this is the group, right? So
Yeah.
Dan calls in from the next room. There's no one there. It's just Dan.
That's what
This
Wrangler
rowdy
does
group
with Kimmy.
didn't make a fucking peep all night.
I'm sorry, that's what Wrangler does. But you know, he'll,
Yeah.
he'll turn his head to the left and go, "Oh, thank you, baby." And I'm like,
You-
"There's nobody there, you dumb." fuck,
Dan,
I swear.
you hit the nail on the head, Bernsey. Dan just copied Wrangler's Kimmy bag of pancake batter. Fucking routine.
That's hilarious.
By the way, bag of pancake batter is the greatest fucking insult I've ever heard on fucking YouTube.
That's freaking hilarious.
Wow, that's some good shit. I'm sorry. If I actually laugh out loud, okay, people. I'm not bullshitting. When I put my laughing emojis, I'm actually laughing, okay? I'm not sitting there quietly.
You want to see me cry? Go watch Shiz's Meme Fest.
You know what? I should.
I was crying.
I do have
laughing.
that queued, and then I never went back and saw it because you know, like when you get Prime, you can download stuff, and I like to download my videos and watch them. So I have it on a queue, and I haven't got to it, but I will. I'm gonna watch it because I love Scotto, man. I wanted to see all those memes.
Oh, you got to see those memes. I never laughed so hard in my life after I seen those. I was crying. I had tears coming out of my eyes. That's how hard I was crying. I mean, crying and laughing. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and you know what? You get that a lot from people outside of Wrangler and Dan. Like MST, that dude is hilarious. That dude will get you cracking up. Like he's funny. Like there's so many people that have more talent. And this is why I like to have panels with people like different people like from Chad and stuff like that. You know, because to me it's like everybody has their own unique way of bringing in their funny or their personality and stuff like that, and you gotta showcase it. The chat, I mean, you know, God bless, you know, the people in chat who can make funny jokes and can do all this great stuff while they're there. But nothing beats having to hear somebody's voice and how they explain things and how they like. It's so cool when you get to meet those people. I love it. I absolutely love to hear, you know, like how people interact with each other. So this is cool. Like to me, this is really really cool to get to see how you guys interact and stuff. Dude, Cody, I think you got a really good wit, man. Like I'm always cracking up at your stuff. And you know what? My cousin was a big fan of yours. I don't know if you remember Professor Albondigas. He
Yeah.
he's my cousin. He's my cousin. He's the one who got me the job where I'm working at now.
Well, cool.
And so he was going on, but right now is the busy time in his hotel, so he can't really get on and watch you like that. He watches you still. Like he told me, he's like, I'm watching him. Like we laugh about stuff. And one day he wishes to come on with you.
I loved saying Albondigas, Professor.
You know what that is, right?
No, I have no idea.
That's meatballs. He's a chef where he works. That's why he got me a restaurant job. He's a chef where he works, and he's round and fat, right? And his favorite thing to make is meatball soup, or the Spanish version of it, the Mexican version of it. And so people like his meatball soup, so they started calling him Mr. Albondigas. But he feels like he's a master at it. So I told him, when you're a master at something that you do, or like you get your doctorate or whatever,
right,
then you're a PhD. And he said, oh, so I'm Dr. Albondigas. Like, don't go that far. We'll call you Professor, okay? We'll call you Professor.
So Albondigas is meatball or meatball soup?
It's meatball by itself. It's just meatball.
Cool. And is the meatball soup anything like? Is it anything like Italian wedding soup?
No,
I don't know. Does it have rice? Could it contain rice?
No.
Because Mexican meatball soup contains rice.
I didn't know Mexicans made meatballs.
Yeah, they do a lot of stuff with meat. There's also like a ceviche that they make with meat, where you just use grinded up meat. They call it's carne molida in Spanish. I don't know if that's the same they use for hamburgers, but basically it looks like hamburger meat. They cook it with lemon and they prepare it like ceviche. I don't know, Cody, if you know what ceviche is.
I know
what ceviche is.
Yeah, though they prepare it the same way as ceviche. So meatball soup would just be that same kind of meat. What they do is that they make it into little balls, of course. They get rice. They make the rice is in when it's made in like a brothel made out of broth of like a certain like seasoning. Now that's a different like a recipe that I would have to like ask my cousin about, because that's the special part of his soup, that it has that particular taste. But I mean, you can kind of say like a curry type, you know what I mean? It's closer to a like curry, like curry chicken and stuff, but with meatballs, if I could say that, that's kind of like closer to what it is.
Right on said Italian wedding soup usually has pastina in it, which would be a suitable substitute for rice. I mean, it's definitely not the same, but if you're not in a culture that makes pasta, rice would be a substitute if they had the Italian wedding soup and then tried to replicate it.
Yeah, I don't think it's like that. But I would say it's more similar to like curry chicken, but with no chicken, just meatballs, rice. Sometimes Mexicans like to use like that yellow rice that like they usually use that more in that kind of soup. But white rice will do. My cousin likes to use like this yellow rice, and it's delicious. I can only the only real way to describe his meatball soup is delicious, because once you have it, you want to have more and more. You can't stop. He would get upset with me because he would have like the big pot, like, and I would always just go back, and he'd be like, "That's for everybody, Jerry." And I'm like, dude, I'm hungry. Just let me have it. Come on.
You're like my little brother. Take the whole pot and go in his room and shut the door. Dearman Costello in the chat says, Yeri, rule number 1, when you have coded on panel, do not talk about food. I don't think there's been a time, Yeri, and I mean, in my side chat at my platform, you and I are always going. We always talk about food for some reason, Yeri.
I think that's our connection.
Dearman Costello says Lisa always made coded hungry. Yeah, but Lisa was talking about a fine night of dining at the McDonald's and getting a Happy Meal. Yeri's talking about fucking real food. And then you got Right on chiming in with, correcting us.
My dude, my family is like, and this is funny because you remember, I don't know if you remember, but Josh was getting on what's his name, what was that kid's name, the furry, what was his name,
Oh, oh God,
yeah, I know, I'm blanking on it too. uh
the Russian kid.
yeah, well, he has Welsh in his name too. Oh, excuse me one second.
Answered the phone.
Hello,
Sorry about
hello.
that, sorry about that. Go
Oleg
ahead.
Welsh. Yeah, Oleg Welsh.
Oleg Welsh, there
Oleg.
you go, Oleg
Yeah,
Oh,
Welsh.
yeah.
Scotto.
What happened to
Scotto
him?
got the name.
Yeah, so Oleg, when he was going off on Oleg about being a cook at Buffalo Wild Wings, right? And my cousin was there, and he called me up, and he's all like, "Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know if SP's gonna be ragging on cooks like that, man. I don't think I want to be on there." I was like, dude, I'm sure it has nothing to do with cooks, man. Like you're overthinking it. He's like, man, he gave this kid a like you make my buffalo wings. I was like, man, I was, and the funny thing is that he was making wings for an order, like while he's listening to this, and
Right.
he's just like, he's overthinking his life. He's like, holy shit, I'm making wings too.
Yeah, but there's a difference between a cook and a chef.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of had to explain that to him, but it's my cousin. My cousin is limited in his language.
Got you.
Um, so he, to him, like, he doesn't know the like sarcasm. It doesn't hit him in the same way as it would somebody who understands the language well. So he didn't get it. He's just like, wow, is that how people look at cooks?
I don't look at cooks like that. I think some people do kind of, when you're in a trade profession, there are always people that, think they're better than you because they sit behind a fucking desk and do nothing all day.
Right.
Um, you could bash cooks all you want. Just don't ask them for fucking food. Make your own shit.
Right, exactly.
Right?
That's kind of what I told him. I was like, you want to get back at SV next time he shows up. If he ever shows up in your restaurant, you remind him. You bring him some hot ass wings or something. I don't know, like just. I just thought it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious because we had a whole conversation about it, and like I said, my cousin is very limited. He, unlike like me, English is my second language. It is. I when I was growing up, we spoke Spanish in my house.
Yeah.
I took
Same here.
ESL as like my first like 8 years in school. So it is my second language, but I know it better than he does because to him he didn't even go to school to learn it. He didn't really learn English like that. All of his cooking and everything he learned. He came cooking. He started off as a line cook with a small restaurant and slowly got up his skills like that. Kind of like it's a trade, right? So you just kind of just like learn it as you go. And so he just that's how he learned to become a chef, to just do things like that.
That's how producers learn in the studio. They don't become producer. They're the gopher at first. Go get coffee, clean up the ashtrays, clean this up, and then you end up setting up microphones, helping with the board, helping with the setting stuff up, and then you go into actually helping recording stuff, and then slowly but surely these people become producers, actual producers of records. And that's the same thing I think with cooks too. You just you have a mentor that guides you along. You probably have one or two, maybe three or
Right.
four.
Yeah, he
know.
did. He actually started with my dad. My dad was the one that got him his first job. This is why my cousin is so loyal to me and my brothers. He actually got my brother a job in Texas, kind of like with the same company, like doing stuff like this. And then my brother broke off and started doing his own thing. But like my dad was a sous chef. I don't know what I don't know the terminology. It's something
Sous
like.
chef is a prep chef.
Yeah, he had a job at the Hilton, the one like right next to Universal, as a sous chef, and he got he got my cousin his first job working out of that hotel. Then after that, when my dad left, he actually gave him the reins to be the sous chef there, and then from there, my cousin took off, and ever since then, he's kind of had our backs. We don't see each other too often. He lives in North Hollywood. I live in the south side of LA, so we never really like touch base too much. But whenever we called him and we needed help, he'd be right there for us, just like my dad was for him. So yeah, he that's how he came up. He started off as a line cook and then became a sous chef, and then he was a sous chef for a very, very long time, like very long time. and then he finally gave him his own kitchen at a small very small restaurant, but he became popular enough that that little kitchen, when they got a building put right on top of it, they said you can have the restaurant underneath here. Then
Nice.
that company became like it got bought out by a bigger company, and now he runs different kitchens and stuff like that. My cousin like humbly like won't tell you everything that he does, but he is very important like to like different restaurants, you know.
Yeah, well, and the reality of it is a bulk of the fucking work is done by sous chefs.
Really? Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what my dad did everything. Like
Yeah,
he,
the bulk of the everyday work is done by the sous chefs.
I see.
The
Yeah.
chefs are just quality control at that point
Yeah.
in time.
Yeah, yeah. My I tell my cousin that like all he is a tempered Gordon Ramsay, because all he does is go around and see what people are doing. Like I worked in the same place that he did for a few, I would say maybe like a month before they shipped me off over here. Um and I saw how he worked, and it's like he's just over everything. Like he's just like humming over stuff, like
Yep.
just hovering. That's all he's doing all day is just, and so
Tasting,
yeah,
making sure his recipe is being executed properly.
yeah, and with a little Bluetooth in his ear, listening to Coded, and
Yeah,
having
that's
that shit.
hilarious. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Tell him, tell him I said hello when you see him, and that I was thinking about him, and that I'm aware of the fact that he's been absent from my broadcast.
Well, I don't like I try to catch you. I try to catch you when I can. Sometimes you go on like at times when I'm like trying to see somebody else, so I'll catch you on the replay.
It's all
But
right, man.
but
I'm
but he's
all
on you.
over the
He's on
map.
your lives, man. Sometimes he's
Cool.
on there, and like he'll tell me he's all like, are you listening to Cody right now? He's so hilarious. He thinks you're the most hilarious person in the world. I'll tell you right now. He consistently cracks up at everything you have to say. I'm giving you the dirty on him. All right. So when you see
I
him.
I am funny as fuck. You have to have a you. I mean, there's not to blow my own horn. I've known it since I was a kid. I mean, I've been, my school days. I used to routinely make a fucking classroom of kids fucking lose their shit on a regular basis. But I'm glad that he feels that way, because as I get older, my humor's got a little drier, and a little more sarcastic. So you have to kind of have an appreciation for that
Well,
to get
Salvador,
along.
he's and just so you guys know, my cousin is Salvadorian. He's full-blooded Salvadorian. My dad is Mexican, but my mom is Salvadorian. Now, my cousin comes from my Salvadorian side, and he got that job with my dad because my dad was trying to impress my mom at the time. So
Uh,
that's why he got that job.
but put your
Um,
family to work.
yeah, and so just so everybody knows, him being Salvadorian, he's very ornery. That's how you say that, ornery. He's like he's got this like, yeah, he's people would call him rude, right? But it's just who he is, and so that's why he loves Coded, because he loves, especially when you get on those little tirades and you're just like talking shit. He fucking loves that shit, dude. He loves that shit. He lives for that.
I'll announce this on your program. If Jim Finch keeps talking about my fucking mother, I'm probably going to go to his house.
Man, dude, there's
Is
few
it because he
people that
doesn't
I, that
have
I, that
one?
I give the benefit of the doubt to. Like Becca, I'm hoping that she turns it around. I hope she has a redemption arc. Like I really do feel that way about Becca. But Jim Finch, he can rot with fucking Welsh, man. He really, as far as I'm concerned, he can rot with Welsh. Like he's got some weird issues, and I've seen his fucking blog. The guy has nothing to offer anybody. He needs to get his life in order. Fucking, I'm also kind of suspect that he's fucking like, got some bodies underneath his house, and I'm just throwing that out there.
I, I spent a little time talking about Jimmy's crawl space. Yeah, I'm sure there's. Why would you have 13 cats in your house unless you were trying to cover the stink of dead flesh?
Right, exactly, dude. Because, dude, I have one cat. I had one cat, and the only reason why is because it's like a psychological thing. I've always had an animal with me. Like I brought my brother's dogs to me because I need to have like that, that companionship or whatever. So it's something that I do. but fucking 13 cats? Hell the fuck nah. Like, no way, dude.
They even allow that because my parents have about they have I think 6 cats, but they have a really huge house. So
That's and cats are very territorial.
it,
So if you have 13 cats, they're
yeah, they fight each other, and
everywhere.
then they spend their days cleaning. You know.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that's a fucking mess.
Sorry. Right on says Jim lives in a shoe.
Yeah.
Old Mother Finchster lived in a shoe. Wait, let me read let's read 2 comments here because I can't if I get too full of myself, these guys will pop me in a fucking heartbeat. Mechanics is coded. Don't be that guy who laughs at your own jokes. FYM mechanics, FYM. Dearman Costello says, you think you are funny? I do not think I'm funny. I think that people think I'm funny. And usually the indicator I go by is they're laughing.
Yeah.
Now, they may be laughing at me. They might be laughing at what I said. But either way, it's an indicator that I'm funny. Thank you, Dearman.
Funny how? Funny how? Like I'm here to amuse you? Funny how?
Like I'm a clown. I'm here
Like
to
I'm a
amuse.
clown? By the way, Goodfellas, greatest movie ever made.
One of them, yeah. I still go with the Godfather trilogy. The third part, not so much, but
Not so
one and two. One and two is
The first one I saw in the
amazing.
Italian theater. So
Yeah.
Oh,
oh
that's
yeah,
fucking awesome, dude.
yeah.
My cousin, my Go For vet cousin, he actually got to see Pulp Fiction in a German theater.
I can't watch. I mean, I speak German. I can't watch American films in German theater because it's just no. I just can't.
I
can't even.
still have you ever seen Das Boot? Das Boot?
Yeah.
All right. The first time I saw that movie, I saw it, subtitled in German, and I was probably drinking a bit, and I didn't keep up with the subtitles. I will not watch that movie in English. It's disappointing. I like it in German. You can
That's
you don't
the
need to know what they're saying. You can figure it the fuck out by what's going on.
watch all along the Western Front. The new version of it that's on Netflix. That one is really good. It's originally done in German, so it's it's
That's cool
really
because
really good.
that's one I've never seen. I will check
Oh,
that
it's
out.
very
Thank you.
good. They did a good. I mean, the German producer, whoever did they really did that movie justice. I don't like watching remakes that much, but this one was really good.
Yeah, remakes are like they're yeah, man. It's so hard. It's so hard when you see a remake of one of your favorite movies. It's like, should I see that? Should I ruin everything that I know about this movie by watching this? Like, I don't know.
Conan. The remake of Conan ruined the whole fucking Conan series for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, that was bad. Conan was bad. I actually try not to think about like because I was doing a lot of remakes before, like on the first go. I think Conan, and to some part, like the Star Wars sequels, kind of have messed all of that shit up for me. But I'm glad that there was a lot of like in between content that's kind of like helped it out. Um, but yeah, the mainline Star Wars for me is dead. Like I can't. I wish they would just reboot that.
Oh, and they're gonna do a remake of The Color Purple, which they should never to remake.
What?
The original, yeah, the one they have out with Danny
Oprah's
Glover
still
and
alive.
Oprah. Yeah, I know, and they're making them make. I don't understand it. That's a classic. They shouldn't be messing with it.
Yeah, I agree
They,
with that.
at least wait till Oprah dies, right? Like I that would be sad. Oprah didn't come out in many movies, but The Color Purple, like that's one of those movies that I know Oprah for two things: her show and The Color Purple. That's it.
I had to read that book in high school. It was mandatory reading.
Oh, really? I had to do Grapes
The
of
book
Wrath.
is really.
I don't watch remakes. Yeah, good for you, Danny. You shouldn't leave them
All
alone.
along the watch, all along the West. I always say all along because I'm thinking of Jimi Hendrix.
Hendrix all along the watchtower.
well, well, damn, man. We're going on 2 hours here, and
Yeah.
dude, man, I am honored, and I can't wait to show this to my cousin because he's gonna be over the moon. And why he's not here, I don't know, because my
Big
cousin should
fan.
be supporting me, Mister Albondigas. But
Well, Mr. Albondigas is probably working to support his family. Let's not entice him to do not do that.
That's my guy. I love my cousin. He's an awesome guy. I hope someday you get to talk to him like on a panel. You'll love him, man. He's a little eccentric. If you think that I'm wild, he's wild. But he, like I said, he's a big fan of yours. All you're gonna hear is laughter. You could just have him in the background. You're just gonna hear laughter because when he had you in his ear, like when he was walking around, he had the biggest smile, and his staff would actually tell me like, "What's his show? What's his show?" Because he needs to be hearing it right now. Because when he would get on their ass, they would be like, "Could you tell him to listen to a show?" I'm like, "Dude, the guy probably listened to every show up to this point. So if like, Cody hasn't made a live, I'm sorry, guys."
I'll have two tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll be live this week. I had a little change in my work schedule, and I've gained some more work responsibilities.
There you
I didn't
go.
get a broadcast off last night because I had to go in at like 10, 11 o'clock. And
You go ahead and do that, Cody. Before we sign off, go ahead and promote anything you need to right now. Just let this be your time. Go ahead.
oh, that's all right. I will, regular coded. I pop up when and where I pop up for the near future, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those 3 days. I will more than likely have a live, definitely those days a week, and wherever I can squeeze one in. Danny in the chat says, "Tell cousin we said hi." Danny's obviously been watching me. Hand pink waving, hand pink waving, hand pink waving.
He did it in my channel. He did it in my channel.
That's
Thanks,
awesome.
man. I appreciate that, bro. I really do appreciate you coming on. It's an honor, man. I'm glad I finally got a chance to talk to you.
I'm glad that you're impressed by my appearing on your show. Thank Diarmid Costello. He's the one that sent me the heads up. You're going to find that as the show proceeds today and when you broadcast tomorrow, you're not going to miss me at all.
You got it, man. Bernsey, anything you want to
Yo.
promote, man? Anything you want to say?
Yeah,
right before
I
sign off?
started a channel today called Wrangler's Weekly Wrap Up. WWW.
There you go.
Yeah,
Put
and
it in the
I think
private chat. I'll put it in the description.
yeah, I got it's I just did the channel today, and what it is I think I'm gonna either put it out on Sunday or Monday. Just
Okay.
tad bits of stuff that he does in his chat. And I'm
Well,
gonna
we're
put
on
some
Discord.
music
When
on.
you're ready to send me the link, I'll go ahead and promote it right away, buddy.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not even logged into it. So it does go to it is called Wrangler's Weekly Wrap Up. This guy needs to have more pressure on him. I would love to spend more time trying to do stuff about Dan, but I'm gonna focus on Wrangler right
Oh, you
now.
do your thing, man. Anybody who's focused on Wrangler, focus on Wrangler. I just kind of decided to take on Dan because I've had enough of him, man. I've had enough of him, and I gave him passes because there were people there that I was giving passes to, like Becca, like Shuggy, and all of them like have disappointed me to some degree, and I'm tired of it. I'm just people need to speak out against it. We don't need some guy across the pond talking shit about Americans when his country is not even like interesting enough for us to even take a look at it on Google. Like I'm not doing that. So, you know what? Stay the fuck out of it, Dan. I'm tired of hearing your voice. I'm tired of you pretending that you know stuff. And you know what? Coded has been on your ass for like a year now, like just on your ass, proving you wrong, throwing out receipts, making sure that you look stupid, and all you do is fucking ad hominem Coded. And he has been gracious throughout this whole time. And you know what? Fuck that shit. I'm not gonna be fucking gracious. And you know what? Come at me, bro. I got a fucking 200 sub channel. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna fucking talk shit about you every single moment until either one of the fucking panel people gets the fuck off of there, or all of them do, or until Cody brings you down. One or the other. I don't give a shit.
Hold on, let me see if I can get this link up because
I think Dan's going to be in for a rude awakening when the Wrangler shit resolves, because every one of those people, I think Dan's a secondary target for.
Fuck yeah, dude. And he talks reckless. He
Who?
talks real reckless.
Dan?
Anyways, thanks, guys. Again, I can't appreciate it enough when I have guests like you guys on. I appreciate it, but I'm gonna support you guys in all the stuff that you do. Like and subscribe here, there, and everywhere. And again, just so everybody knows, this doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop doing Wrangler stuff either.
No,
Because
no.
he needs to fucking feel it too. It's like I said, ever since K4 stopped talking to him, supposedly, and we got people like Dummy Kruger denouncing him. I'm actually on the line to try to get Mr. John Legato to denounce him too, because I don't like the fact that he's putting John Legato, and I don't really like like I'm here and there with John Legato, but you know what? I need to let him know that a murder burglar is talking about him. You know what I mean?
I sent you that link. I just put it on your
A
Discord,
murder
so-
burglar. I like that. I like that little moniker. All right, Gary, I'm going to drop out because I got to start getting ready for work. You're ending in a second here. Thank you very much. I had a good time. I'm glad, Dearman, thanks for giving me the heads up on Yeri. I'm glad I dragged my ass over here and got a chance to chat with you a little bit.
I'm glad you dragged your ass too, man. I appreciate you, man.
Cool.
Take it easy, Coded.
All right, gentlemen, have a good time today. I'll be back, Yeri. Don't worry. Tell your cousin I said hi.
I will, man. I'll make sure that he shows up.
All right, later for you.
Peace. All right, Bernji.
All right.
I'll catch you later, buddy. You
right.
you have a good one. Do you want to go out on a song or something? You want to play something? Play us out?
No, it's good. It's good.
Damn, almost
Put
did
me
it.
on the spot. I don't sing, man. If I start singing, everybody's gonna drop out of that chat so fast. You're gonna see zero.
You know what? There'll be
not a
one,
singer.
just me, and that's all you need, baby.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, then I guess
Later.
it's no outro music. I was hoping Burns would do something, but it's cool.
But you
Burns,
know
we
what?
love him
Maybe
anyways.
I'll record you something. All right, as a
Yeah,
intro. We'll hear
that's
that,
what I'm
okay?
talking about.
I'll
All
send
right,
it to you on
cool.
Discord. All right.
All right, man. Take it
Yeah,
easy.
later.
Rights on. Take it easy, paisan. Viva Mexico. And to everybody else, I hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.